KTN News.
Well, so the Center for Disease Control has declared that people with the HIV medication cannot transmit the virus to the sexual partners. Let's take a look at what else the CDC says. And they say that HIV-positive people on ARVs cannot transmit HIV or are highly unlikely to transmit HIV, especially if they have been very consistent with the medication. The CDC also says that the levels have to be undetectable first, and of course, this is owing to the kind of medication and how consistent one has been before the levels are declared undetectable. Well, the viral load reduces after committed ARV therapy, and of course this is the kind of medication we're talking about, religiously taking the antiretroviral drugs, of course, for that particular therapy. And finally, the CDC says that activists and stakeholders are very happy with that particular declaration. But something that comes out is that this information is indeed not new, especially for the stakeholders and the researchers. Dr. Mercy Korir joining us now will just tell us really why, Dr. Mercy, didn't they give out this information earlier? Why have they been sitting on it if this discovery was made earlier on?
I think, Akisa, the worry was that if this information is actually given out there, then there is a likelihood that people may default or not take their ARVs as is required. Remember that ARVs are a daily dose. Some take once a day, some take twice a day. So the worry was that should this information be out there, then it may affect people taking their ARVs religiously. And secondly, to note is that this information, after years and years of research where they realized that people who had consistently been on ARVs had undetectable levels of the HIV virus and therefore were not able to transmit, putting their partners not being at risk of getting the HIV virus. Therefore, this is particularly very good news for discordant couples, and the outlook obviously is to reduce stigma around HIV and AIDS, because, well, like in Kenya, stigma rates are up to about 45–46% in some areas. So this is actually particularly very good news in fighting HIV and AIDS. And secondly, in that people should continue taking their ARVs religiously so that they can suppress their levels to undetectable levels and so that they're not at risk of